Hey everyone, it's Peter Kerr from Daydream Nation, and today we've got a special show. We are going to do a concert set for Rush. So I've got a panel of experts. They're going to pick 5 songs, all eras, or maybe not necessarily, of the songs that they would like to see Rush play in this fantasy concert. So we have, and all the shapes of squares have swapped around. We've got Todd Evans from the Contrarians and Rushfans. We've got Ryan Murphy, new to this channel, from Rushfans. Welcome. We've got Buchta from Rushfans. Welcome. And we've got Bill Schuster from the Contrarians. How's it going, guys?
Good, very good. Thank you.
Good.
Oh, it's been one of those mornings. One of those mornings where everything has just gone AWOL with the text, but we got there in the end, and I'm really grateful that you could make it and we're on the show. So we'll start off with you, Mr. Todd Evans. What's your first pick?
Okay. Well, my first pick, very predictably, is Marathon from Power Windows. And I know, big surprise. I've heard Marathon played on quite a few different tours, and it always goes down well. It seems like it's something that is always pretty popular. And I did some research on how many times certain songs have been played by Rush. I use Setlist FM for that. I hope that's a reliable source. But apparently Marathon has been played 297 times, and it is ranked 43rd. So it's pretty likely that if I was going to, pick that they might play it. So I'm choosing Marathon for my first pick.
Well done, and that's a great song, and I love that Power Windows. And we did a show just a couple of months ago on that album, and
yes, we did.
I love it. So that's a great pick. Ryan Murphy, what have you got? First pick.
Well, if I went first, I was going to pick Marathon just to spite Todd.
That would have been funny.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. So I'm trying to go with a theme here of deep cuts. Deep cuts only, as well as most of them are going to be songs that the band never played live, because of course I'd want to see tracks. I'd want to see them bring out some of the tracks that they didn't play live, which is in the 40s or so out of 165 or whatever it is. So my first is also from Power Windows. It is probably my favorite track that they never played live, and that is A Motion Detector. It is the only track from Power Windows that was never played live. My guess is it was never played live because of the fact that it's so synth heavy that it probably was almost impossible for Geddy to pull off. But it has one of the best Alex Lifeson guitar solos in it, and I'm a sucker for Alex Lifeson guitar solos, so I would have loved to have seen that live. I wish they pulled it out on R40. Fortunately, it didn't happen, but yeah, my number one, A Motion Detector.
Oh, that's a great pick, and I'll just say it now. Alex Lifeson is one of the most underrated guitarists in rock. There, Rob Buchta, what have you got?
Yeah, I have a weird one. I picked Tai Shan. That's one I would love to hear live. It's such an exotic sounding tune. I always loved it. I know Geddy and Alex weren't too fond of it, but they were sort of, I guess, maybe appeasing Neil. Like, oh, we gave him that one. I just love that song. I don't know what it is about the song. It just has that exotic flavor that I enjoy hearing from them. So that's my first choice.
Rightio, thank you. I think we've got a bit of a theme here. We're in a circa 87, 80, around that time at the moment. What have you got, Bill?
Well, I went with the idea, as Ryan said, essentially. I'm going with songs that have supposedly never been played live before. And you guys already picked 2 of mine, Tai Shan and A Motion Detector. I was saving A Motion Detector thinking Todd might pick it since he's a Power Windows guy. I was shocked by Tai Shan. Nicely done, Rob. That was, I think, great choice. It's a much reviled song amongst online Rush fandom, but I completely disagree. It's a great song. So instead, I'm going to go with something completely different. Though there are rumors this was once played, they have not been substantiated. I'm going with the only epic that was never played, The Fountain of Lamneth. I've come to really love that song over the years. It's crazy. It's all over the place. And I like the idea of Neil's drum solos being broken up into smaller portions rather than one big one. And Didax and Narpets would be a perfect place to embellish a bit. And I think a lot of old hardcore fans would die happy if they heard The Fountain live.
Nice, nice. Well, being Australian and Rush have never come to Australia, I'm going to be a little bit more sort of traditional in respect to the Rush picks. So you guys are going deep cuts, what you'd like to see. I just like to see a Rush song live. I like to see Rush, full stop. So some of my picks are a little bit more traditional, and I'm going to go off 1975 Fly By Night Anthem. I think it's a cracking opening track. It's got a deep groove, great riff, and Geddy Lee's doing his best Robert Plant imitation or homage. He's going in that real high register, which I like. A lot of people don't like his voice and like that era, but I like it, and I think it really has a perfect synergy with the rest of the band. I love the guitar work in this, and Alex's guitar work where he does that just chords, and there's a little bit of a delay in twice in the song, and that guitar solo, I really think he's channeling a bit of Jimmy Page. It just really goes off. So I think Rush have got a tendency to do great opening tracks, and I think this is one of their finest opening tracks, and that's Anthem of Fly By Night. All right, Todd, what's your number 2 pick?
Okay, I'm going to deviate from 80s songs and go with In the End from Fly By Night. Now, I was under the impression that In the End was not played very often, and I was apparently mistaken because it's been played over 100 times. But I don't think I've ever seen it played. I could be wrong about that. But I think it's a great track. I like that it has the slower part in the beginning, and which I think would probably be easy for modern day Geddy Lee to sing. And I think that it would be an opportunity to have a good long song where, as much of a keyboard freak as I am, where there would just be guitar, bass, and drums for a good 7-8 minutes, and I'm sure that would make a lot of old fans happy. So I'm going to pick In the End.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Ryan, what's your number 2?
Yeah, I'm going to go completely off the cuff here and go with, another song that was never played live. Looking at Bill's shirt there, Test for Echo, it's making me want to pick this song, and that song is Totem.
You guys told me.
Is that on your list too? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I'm going to go with Totem. Absolutely wonderful track, forgotten about track from a forgotten about album, at least in the online community. It's a top 5 Rush album for me. Totem is phenomenal track. Donna Halper talked about her love for this song on our Test for Echo deep dive that we did long time ago. She did a fantastic analysis of this song. But it's just an underrated hidden gem that Neil's lyric writing on this is phenomenal, and it's just one that doesn't get any credit. So if you haven't listened to Totem or Test for Echo for that matter in a long time, go back and listen to both of them. Definitely, I think your mind will be changed. Totem, my number 2.
Yeah, it's a highly underrated album. Doesn't get probably the kudos it deserves in the catalog. So that's a great pick. Rob, what's your number 2?
I'm going to go to the same record, actually, for number 2, Resist, but back to the full band version. I got to see them play it for that tour at Jones Beach, and I love that tune. I would love to hear that song again.
Alrighty, good stuff. Bill.
All right, I'm going to hold off on Test for Echo for the moment. I'm going to hit Presto. And I was torn between 2 songs here. I decided to go with, rather than my favorite off the album, I went for the one of the 2 that I think would come off better live, and that's Red Tide. I think Presto and Roll the Bones sound great for what they are. I love Rupert Hine in general, but I would absolutely love to hear what they could do with Red Tide live and really muscle it up and let Alex just rip on the guitar there. I think it would turn into a real great concert rocker. Right. And whoever talked about Red Tide, I mean, it needs a little love.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this concert, it's got a lot of deep cuts, so Peter Kerr will come back with the more traditional. I don't think you can't play this song in a Rush concert because I think there'd be a riot in the streets. And I'm going to take it off, closer to the heart, 1977. I think it's one of their most identifiable songs, melodies, full of hope, wisdom, optimism, and it's got Neil's most heartfelt lyrics. And it goes at, clicks in at 2 minutes 55 seconds, which is quite short by Rush standards at that particular period of time. And I like Geddy's singing on it. I think he does a lot of gusto and passion. So maybe it's a bit predictable, but closer to the heart, and that's my pick. All right, Todd, number 3.
Okay, number 3 has to be Mission. Rush has played Mission relatively recently. I don't remember exactly now what tour they did Mission on, but there was a later version of them playing it.
Snakes and Arrows.
Yes. And I just think that, it's got an incredible bridge. It's got all of that crazy thing, all that crazy stuff happening, that rhythmic stuff happening, and the guitar solo is one of Alex's best. And of course, the live version, instead of fading out, extends the guitar solo. So I have to go with Mission.
That's a great song. Ryan, number 3.
Yeah, I'm going to go with, I think, what Bill's other choice was from Presto, and that's Available Light.
You are correct.
So I was reading your mind. I think Available Light would be phenomenal live, specifically probably like as an encore. Geddy comes out to a grand piano or something. I think it would be absolutely beautiful. It's another track that gets just no love. It's kind of lost at the bottom of Presto, but those that like it love it, and I'm one of them. And I think it's there's just a wonderful melodic, beautiful atmospheric guitar solo from Alex in there that I think would absolutely just echo throughout any venue that it was played in. So it's one that I think the band really loved too. It just never made it live. So Available Light is my number 3.
Geddy has actually said in interviews that that album is one of his favorites. So.
And I think Available Light is his peak vocally.
Yeah,
yes.
I think that's as good as Geddy ever got.
Yep,
absolutely. And on that album, I would love to hear Alex's isolated guitar work, because I think he's like a Trojan horse. People don't realize, they say, oh, he's not flashy and he doesn't, but what he doesn't do, it's the notes that he doesn't play that makes him all the more valuable to the band. And I just think that if you listen to some of the isolated guitar work, you would realize how important and integral to the sound of the band he is, and especially on that album. So, okay, next one. What's your next pick, Rob?
I'm going with Everyday Glory. I never got to see them play the song. I don't know if they have played the song live for that tour. And very much the same reasons that Ryan outlined. The atmospheric nature of Alex's playing, I think, would be astounding to hear live. And being that I didn't see that tour, I missed that tour. But that's a topper for me. The message of the song, the mood, the melody, just the whole package is just exquisite. I would definitely pick that one.
Great.
That's my third choice. Yep.
Good stuff. Bill.
Yeah, that was another one of my choices. You guys we're on the same page. And I didn't think I'd need quite as many of my backups as I'm going to have to use here.
We got a camera in your house. We're watching it where we can see the piece of paper.
Apparently. All right, I'm going to go ahead and jump forward just a little bit here. And I'm going to go for the last song on Snakes and Arrows. We Hold On. That song, I think, is meant to be a live anthem. And going back to Alex, one thing I really picked up on while listening to my little playlist of all the unplayed songs here was the stuff that Alex is doing in the background. And I could just picture him live doing all these little expressions. Wow, 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 wow. And I think he would have some pretty entertaining facial expressions while he was playing this thing. And why that was never a live anthem, I don't know. I know it was pretty late in the career, but still, yeah. One of my favorite songs on Snakes, which
they played too many of them.
Favorite.
They
did quite a few.
Yeah.
Bill, for a long time, that was a song that I actively disliked. And recently I got the vinyl of that album and I discovered it and I thought, well, that was a really stupid opinion to have. And now I absolutely love it. It just took me a really long time to warm up to it, I guess.
It
Actually,
happens.
I want to rephrase what I just said. They didn't play too many Snakes and Arrows songs. They absolutely played plenty of Snakes and Arrows songs. I'm just saying, well, in my opinion, they should have played more, but they played so many of them that they probably kind of couldn't do any more to where, the audience may have gotten sick of them type of thing. So that's what I meant to say. Just throwing that
The
out
audience kind of did, unfortunately.
there. Yeah. It's possibly my favorite record, so I never have enough Snakes and Arrows.
Yeah, and that's another one that I think Getty rated very highly. Loves that album. All right. My pick is probably one of my favorite Rush songs, and it's a bit of a deep cut, and it's from 1987, Hold Your Fire. I really love Turn the Page. I love that song immensely. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think Rush are on fire. Getty's bass playing, even on the whole album, he's really playing bass. It's just projected out. He tried a different way of bass playing on this album. Instead of, I think he was playing chords. Someone showed him how to play bass chords and playing it really aggressively, and it works so well on this song. Alex's guitar just weaves in and out. Neil's drumming is just, full of gusto. But what I like about this song is the synth lines. There's beautiful synth stabs and lines, and it's got this really dreamy chorus. And I don't know if you call it prog, might be post-prog, but I think it's just perfect. It's a widescreen Rush sound, and I love it. Turn the Page off Hold Your Fire. All right. Todd Evans, what have you got?
Okay, well,
Next
this
one.
is turning out to be a very presto-y set list, but I'm picking Chain Lightning. As far as I can tell, that song was never played. Does anybody else have any information to the contrary? I love the song. I think it's got... What's that, Bill?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was disagreeing. That was not played.
Yeah. I love the song. I think that it has humor in it. I don't think it's particularly challenging to sing, so I don't think that Getty would have a problem with it. It's got that great in-your-face bass part. And I just think that when Presto came out, it was my favorite song on Presto, and I always liked it, and I'm surprised they never played it. So Chain Lightning.
Nice. Good stuff. Ryan.
I'm going to go with the first song, I think, tonight that we had from Vapor Trails, and that's Freeze, Part 4 of the Fear trilogy. I think it definitely could have been done during Vapor Trails tour. During that tour, I kind of wish they brought back the whole Fear trilogy during that tour and played Freeze. Of course, this song was never done live. This song, I've heard people say it gives them anxiety, like it makes them feel like they have anxiety, and I kind of think that was the intention of this song, because it's the whole fight or flight type of deal, and what it's talking about in terms of fear. And I think it's just another song that's buried at the end of a Rush album that often gets overlooked and forgotten about. And I think it's one that the band should have brought out live. And sure, it's a little bit longer 6 minutes, over 6 minutes, but I think the band could have done a phenomenal job with this song live. Breeze.
Yeah, that's a perfect example, though, of, I mean, that's a prog staple, building tension and then having there be a release. That song creates so much anxiety inside of you, but that melody in the chorus is so beautiful. Yeah. That back and forth between that. It's an alternate of mine, so I heartily agree.
I've got to put a shout out that I think Rush's track listings are kind of perfect. And they didn't go through the tendency in the 80s to stack up the singles. Not that they were a singles band, but the obvious hits. They didn't succumb to any pressure to, just do it top heavy on side one. I think their track listings are intelligently thought out, and that album is just, perfectly planned, the track listing. All right, Rob.
Yeah, I'm going Vapor Trails as well for even the reasons that Todd and Ryan were talking about. And my choice is Peaceable Kingdom. It's got that in-your-face bass, really heavy tune. I think it's just a perfect concert type of tune. And also the choruses are very, you get that contrast, right? That prog thing where you get that tension and the release, so that heavy opening, and then it kind of lightens up during the chorus and then back to the heavy. So I like the duality in the tune. I just think it's just a perfect concert song. It's a really just aggressive, but it also has that little bit of tenderness in there too. So that's my fourth choice.
Great. And they've got a great, they do this so well where they can just switch moods within a song. Could be a verse and chorus, and you think it's going one direction and then it'll just switch. That's great. Bill?
All right, I was going to go give Vapor Trails some love too, because there were so many songs not played. 7 songs out of those 13 songs were never played live. That's crazy. But since you guys have given it some love, I'm going to go back to my wife's favorite, Test for Echo, and also one of my favorites. And I'm going to resist the urge to give some love to another hated song, Woof Woof, which I won't mention.
Oh.
And I'm going to go for The Color of Right.
Wow.
Lyrically and musically.
Nice little pivot there. Yeah.
I was expecting that.
I thought about it, but my wife talked me out of it just a couple hours ago. We both agreed, as much as we like that other song that's not so loved by the general online Rush community, The Color of Right probably is a better song. And we agreed the same thing about Totem. So it was really between those two. So yeah, The Color of Right, it's a riff-o-rama. I think it's made to be blasted from stage, and it has a great heartfelt lyric. And another forgotten song that needs some love.
Oh, good stuff. All right. Well, the one I'm going to pick is I love it when Rush do a bit of a funk workout, and I love it when they do these little jammy songs, and they're just really getting in the groove and really getting in the funk. And I know this song probably cops a little bit of crap and it's a bit maligned, but I'm going to pick 1991 Roll the Bones. I love that song. And I know people diss the rap in the middle. I like it. And what I've seen on the live videos when they do that rap in the middle, and it's a highlight. I like it. It's one of those songs that it just changes directions where you've got a bit of a funk workout, and then it'll suddenly go into a folk passage with the acoustic guitar. Then it goes back into a funk workout. It changes. It's got twists and turns. I think it's a song when I listen to, I kind of feel like the adrenaline's rushing. And if I was in the concert, I'd be maybe pogoing, jumping up and down. So I like it. I think it's great. What do you got? Does this cop a lot of crap? In the Rush fans that Roll the Bones? Bit maligned.
I have always thought it was a set list highlight, and every time I've ever seen them play it, it's always been a favorite part of the show for me. So.
And mixed feelings.
I enjoy it.
Not from me, but I think from the community. I think some people love it. I love it. I think it's creative. I think it's the rap, anyways. I mean, the song as a whole is wonderful, but the rap is what I think brings it down. But it's creative.
Yeah. Look, maybe the rap you have to forgive a little bit, but the song, when you see them live, they're really getting into it. They're sort of jumping up and down,
I think they have fun playing it.
They love it. Like that, just in Rio, the footage and the crowds that's just where the audience and the band are really just feeding off each other. And yeah, anyway, that's my pick. Okay, Todd, number 5.
Well, I am going to pick something from an album that I never thought I'd pick. And it's really strange. When I chose this song, I thought that it was not played very often, but apparently it was, probably more in the early years. But I'm going to pick Finding My Way from the debut. The way I see it from all the times I've seen Rush, they always play Working Man or In the Mood or both of them in a medley or something like that. But I always thought, well, I would rather see Finding My Way. And so, but apparently they've played it at least 300 times. And so I'm just wrong about that. But anyway, if I was going to hear a song from the debut, that would be the one I'd want to hear. So Finding My Way.
Good stuff. Going back in time, it's good to have some old stuff in the song set.
Sure. Makes some of the crowd happy.
All right, Brian.
Yeah, I thought about throwing you a curveball and saying Dog Ears Here or something like that, but I won't do that. I'm going to go with Cut to the Chase from Counterparts. Of course, another song that was never played live. This is a fan favorite. I've never heard anyone say a bad thing about Cut to the Chase. It's got a melt your face off Alex guitar solo that totally should have been played live. It's not one of my favorites from Counterparts, but I do love the song because I absolutely adore Counterparts. I don't know how this song was never considered live. Snakes or Stick It Out on the Time Machine tour was played from Counterparts. Why they didn't pick Cut to the Chase instead, I think fans would have absolutely went crazy. Just a wonderful, just heavy. We always say, like you said, Peter, Alex, it's the notes he doesn't play. Cut to the Chase, it's the notes he does play, where it shows how diverse he can be and how flashy he can be. And this is just a wonderful track.
Good stuff. And, I can't say enough about how much Alex is just a great guitarist. Full stop. Love him. Yep. Rob.
Yes, and keeping on that theme of Alex and how great he is, I would have loved to have heard The Necromancer. I love the long form tunes. I don't think they played this one even on the Down the Tube store. I don't think they even played it. I just love the whole Caress of Steel album. But The Necromancer, I'm a sucker for the long stuff. And being that they played 2112, both when it came out and also on the Test for Echo tour, tuned down, I would like to hear The Necromancer. That's my 5th choice. Good
stuff. Need to have a little bit of prog in the set, so that's good. Good. Bill.
All right, since there's been a lot more unexpected love for latter day materials than I expected, I'm going to go completely off my course here. Something that apparently was played live in the early days, but I certainly never heard it, and it was not on an album. I'm going to go for something that the band might actually have fun with and would totally blow the minds of the crowd who knew it, and that is Can't Fight It. Why not? Have any of you guys ever seen Can't Fight It live? I didn't think anybody would like that.
No. I wasn't even a thought at that point.
Alrighty. Thanks for that. I'm going to go off the Snakes and Arrows, and this song probably has one of the best guitar solos where Alex just does a sustain note. And I'm talking about Far Cry. I love this song. It's a deep, gnarly, heavy riff, and to me, it's like a truck going down a hill and just getting faster and faster and gaining momentum. It's just got so much energy, but the thing about this song that I really love is that guitar solo where Alex has just got one single note. It's double trapped, quadruple trapped, I don't know. And he just holds it for however long. It's just captivating. Yeah, I think that'd be I'd love to hear that live because, it's heavy, it's gnarly. I think it'd be perfect for the song set. So that's my pick, Far Cry from Snakes and Arrows. Alrighty, so we've picked 5 each. Would it be a little bit out of control if I get an honourable mention maybe for the last quarter of the set, like one more, just off the top of your head? All right, Todd.
All right. Well, I was able to use all 5 of my original picks without having to go into an alternate. But my first alternate is Grand Designs.
Yes.
I love that song, and when I first heard that, I could hardly contain my excitement when I heard that in 1985 as a 21-year-old. I guess, was I that old? Wait, yeah, I guess so. And yeah, I've always loved Grand Designs, and it has been played about 140 times, but I love it. So yeah, Grand Designs.
Love it. Great song. Ryan.
Yeah, I'll give you 3 without explanations. High Water from Hold Your Fire, Alien Shore from Counterparts, and Carve Away the Stone from Chest for Echo.
Okay. Rob.
I'm going with Here Again from the first record. Nice moody tune, great guitar solo, a little more bluesy than the proggy. And I would say Making Memories, going back a little bit earlier too, to the early stuff. And then one more, I would say Middletown Dreams. I think they played that one, but I'd love to hear it again. So it's my 3.
Good stuff. Bill.
All right, I'll go back to a little more modern times then, and the much ignored Vapor Trails, and I'm going to pick Vapor Trail itself. It's a very moody, obviously emotional song, and I just love the slow burning build in that song. I think it would have great power live. It's I'm kind of surprised they didn't play it live. Maybe that one might have been a little too intense for Neil at the time, a little too close to home, but I'd love to see it. And go back a little further, I'd like to see a little bit of an acoustic set made up of, say, Rivendell, Madrigal, and Tears.
Good stuff.
Throw a acoustic version of Different Strings into that too.
Nice, yes.
Well, as I said, being from Australia and never seeing Rush, sorry, not labouring the point, guys, but I'm going to pick 2 obvious ones from Moving Pictures, and that would be Tom Sawyer and YYZ. YYZ, I think, is probably the greatest instrumental, one of my favourite instrumentals of all time. And that bit where it goes into that keyboard wash in the middle is just to die for. It's kind of emotionally moving, and yeah, watch the Rock and Rio, and when they're jumping up and down, it just shows this is definitely yeah, the band is playing off the energy of the audience. So thank you guys, that was really good. Tim Derling, who couldn't make it to today's show, has sent me through his picks, and the ones in question that he was going to choose were Rivendell, Open Secrets, Available Light, Peaceable Kingdom, and Here Again. And I think that fairly lines up with the show that he did on Rushfans. So, all right. It's a lot of fun, guys. I'll be just happy to see Rush, but I think a lot of our viewers who have seen Rush, you know, this would be a good concert, and I definitely pay money to see this, and a lot of fun. So thank you for coming and moseying into the Rock Daydream Nation, and happy Christmas, everyone.
Yeah.
It's that time of the year. Hope you have a Rush Christmas, and don't spend too much. So Mr. Todd Evans from the Contrarians, Mr. Ryan Murphy from Rushfans, and Mr. Rob Buchta from Rushfans, and Mr. Bill Schuster from the Contrarians. Thank you for coming to my channel and talking a little bit of Rush, a fantasy concert, and yeah, see you soon. Cheers.
Bye.